Howdy. As you can clearly see, I'm here in the Grand Canyon. I've wanted to come here ever since I was a little kid. Like, it's literally been a dream of mine. It just looks so much better in person. Bought some cowboy boots as well. Now in this video, I want to talk about a couple of things. But before I do that, I just want to let you know that you can get my free diet plan from the description below, which is going to help you to gain lean muscle and, you know, become sexy like me. I want to talk about the idea of booking something called a mini retirement. If you've read The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, you'll understand and you probably know exactly what I'm talking about here. But let me try and explain it for you in the quickest way possible. So a few months ago, I was of course in England. I've now been in the USA for like 2 months, just sort of traveling about and going from state to state and trying to experience different cultures and meet new people and just really get away from the lifestyle that I'm used to back in England. You know, the comfortable lifestyle where everything's there on a plate for me. I have my parents to support me. I have my friends and my family. And I just thought, you know what, I need to get away from that and I need to experience something new. I was in this situation at home where I was burnt out. I was trying to create so many videos and it got to a little bit of a point, I'll be honest with you, where I really started to resent my life and just being so strict and always thinking about being productive. And that in itself, I truly believe, and I don't actually just believe it, I understand it now, is completely counterproductive. Actually, if you get to a point where you're burning out, you need to escape from that. You need to refresh your mind so that you can actually go back to being productive and probably be even more productive than you were before you went away. And that's how I feel. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm so fucking happy right now, mainly because of this incredible view behind me, but also because I'm just so excited to get back home and start working on my missions again. I mean, I've tried to stay strict out here in terms of, you know, the gym and eating clean, but there's only so much you can do. The other part of that is that when you're in a place like this, when you're not at home, it's okay to enjoy yourself a little bit and just kind of let go a little bit, because otherwise you're not actually having an opportunity to refresh your mind. And I don't mean go out and just get absolutely hammered every night. I don't mean to just completely destroy your routine, but at least give yourself a little bit of a chance to cleanse your mind and actually enjoy life a little bit. You know, it's all well and good being productive, it's all well and good doing all these things, but if you're not enjoying life just a little bit and getting out and exploring, then there's not really much point in being productive. I'm a big believer in sacrificing and rewarding. I think that's what life's about, and I think a perfect lifestyle is, in my opinion, one where you're, you know, 95% of the time you're disciplined, you're doing the right things, and then 5% of the time you go out and you have a good time and you enjoy having a bit of freedom and just having an opportunity to live life. And I think that's what self-improvement is. At the end of the day, do you want to be a monk? Do you want to be a monk, bro? No, you probably don't, okay? Because that kind of lifestyle is the one where you're 100% disciplined, you know? Now, you could argue that is the way of life. Maybe you believe that, maybe you don't. I personally don't. I think that life is, you know, as I said, about enjoying the fruits of your labor a little bit. So that's exactly what I did, and I decided that I needed to get away for, you know, a little bit longer than just your standard week or, you know, a 2-week holiday. I needed to seriously get away and completely just detox myself from the lifestyle that I previously was living. Now, some people might just say that, you know, that's what life is. You know, you go to work, you have 4 weeks off a year, and, you know, you can take maybe 1 holiday a year where you can go abroad and get some sun, because we don't have the sun in England. But I disagree. I really think that's a very old-fashioned way of living, and it's just a system which, in my opinion, is completely broken. It just is. I can't describe how big my intuitive feeling is about that. And if you're watching this, I'm sure you can somewhat agree with what I'm saying. But if you don't agree with what I'm saying, I think you're probably just coping a little bit. I can't lie. I think you are coping a little bit. I think it's completely in your hands as to whether or not you decide to just get away and do something like this. Okay, maybe if you've got kids and you have a family, it can be a little bit difficult, but for most of the people watching this, you're probably a young man maybe between the ages of 18 to 25 or something like that, and the chances are there is currently no reason why you cannot do something like this and get away and just experience what life is, what it means to explore and be free. Even if you have a job, just quit. Seriously, I think you can just quit. And some people are going to be like fuming at that. Like, how can I just quit? Like, you know, I have my career, blah, blah, blah. I actually came here with a mate of mine, and he actually quit his job to do this. I've asked him, I've said, do you have any regrets about leaving your job? And he said, no. A very firm no. Like, he is so happy about the fact that he's come here. At the end of the day, when he goes back to England, he can get another job. Now, as I said, there are going to be some people that might disagree with me. There are going to be some people that are in different situations. But for the majority of you watching this, okay, so you probably, bro, you can definitely do something like this. Stop coping, okay? Being here for that long, for this amount of time, it's been almost 2 months. I genuinely feel like I can't wait to go back, and I feel like I have achieved everything that I wanted to achieve whilst being out here. And this is where the idea of a mini retirement comes into play, because if you're just taking your standard 1 week of holiday a year or something like that, I feel that doing that doesn't truly give you the freedom and the break that you need to return back to being productive, because as soon as you return home, you're depressed and you hate the idea of going back into your life. With a mini retirement, you learn new things, and you know, for a lot of the time you can go back, crack down on being productive, and start sacrificing a little bit, so that in a few months more time, or maybe a year, or whatever it needs to be, you can start to really enjoy those fruits of your labor again, and then that cycle will just continue. So yeah, bro, don't give me that bullshit about you not being able to get out and really experience life. You have one life. I know it's cliche to say, but it's just true, mate. It's just true. So get yourself out. I mean, what the f***? You're missing out. You're missing out, mate. Honestly, and you can do this. So let's talk about some budgeting really quickly. I actually haven't spent as much money as you might think it costs to come somewhere like this, or to actually be away from home for, you know, a long period of time. I've come here with a friend of mine, and we've shared some of the costs, so it has been a little bit better on that sense. But for the most part, you know, we've just been sort of staying in hostels, we've been cooking our own food. That saves you so much money, and honestly, just choose the cheapest form of travel. You know, you don't need to be traveling in luxury. In total, as a rough estimate, I've been here for almost 2 months, and I've spent about £3,000 to £3,500 English money. I would argue that's pretty good. I mean, I could spend that in England quite easily in 2 months, and I've done pretty much the same thing whilst being on the road here. Save up a little bit of money, okay, get yourself out. You don't even have to do it as extreme as I've done it. You can go for a month and spend half the amount of money that I spent, and that would still provide you with that mini retirement kind of effect. I'm telling you that for certain, because 1 month ago, I felt like I was ready to go back and start working. Sorry, I'm just getting attacked by a massive raven, I think. No, that's just me. I'm just imagining things. You have no excuses, bro. Stop thinking by the book. Stop thinking like in an old-fashioned way, and believe you can, and you're more than halfway there. Bosh! Wait, actually, yeehaw. Yeah, that's better. Remember to get my free diet plan from the description below.
It's the motherfucking Dale Double G.
Yeah. Get up, boy. That rice, I thought, you know, pour a bit of water in there.
They want a race. They've got one.
They're fucking having one.
Come on then, you cunts.
This is the 21st night in a row. You've done this every day for 3 weeks, bud.
Go on, son. Go on, son. Get up, my son.